Welcome, everybody, to Pugmire Pioneer Puppers, episode 27.
Woo! We're so close to 30.
Right? So, before we started recording, Rosabella has finally realized by passing the checks again that she was under attack from a demon that was trying to possess her.
What a sad day that she didn't actually get possessed by a demon.
Two
It would have been a very
different
interesting
reactions.
It would have been a very interesting journey.
Yes. Why is Rosabella suddenly acting different? You know what? It's been a very long couple weeks. Don't question it.
Well, this is the thing. Would she be acting different, or just the fact that she is acting impulsively?
You would absolutely be acting different.
Dang it.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry.
It would have been a fun time. Y'all would have had a good time. But guess what? It didn't happen, so boo-hoo.
I'm so thankful it didn't happen. Alexandria's already got enough gray hair as a freaking Merle. She doesn't need the gray hair from, yes, my closest friend and bodyguard is possessed. Oh no. But yeah, take it away, Talon.
Alright, so we are coming back in as your caravan, well, basically your carriage this time, because you left the rest of the caravan behind to continue their rounds, are making your way to the gates of Pugmire. On the gates, there are two banners hanging. One is the likeness of the current king, with his campaign slogan.
Mm-hmm.
The other is the likeness of Brianna with I will improve education and funding. I will make sure you have a good job and can read and write. And smaller lettering is this message was paid for and promoted by Yosha Pug.
Oh my god.
Oh, gotta love Yosha.
Gotta love Yosha. Yeah, we're coming in.
Yep. It doesn't take you long to enter back into the city gates. The carriage is recognized quite quickly, although a few of the guards at the gate look confused that Brianna's not with you. Because you are riding in Brianna's carriage.
Mm-hmm. I do think Alexandria just kind of waves them off and just, it's a long story. Just, are we good, Denta?
Yep, you're fine. You're citizens, so everything's good.
Yeah, and Alexandria will give her a little nod and just wait for them to take off again.
Yep. You pull up outside of the Pomeranian manor. The steps are lowered. The door is thrown open. And there are about 6 or 7 boxes sitting in front of the door of the house. Fairly large boxes.
Good to know, good to know. Alexandria will step out after taking a moment to adjust her gambeson, make sure her fur looks good, and just start marching towards the house with a sweet little smile on her face.
Oh, Rosabella is gonna follow real close behind because she is intrigued.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Pausing by the boxes at the door, just real quick, is there any address on them, any names,
Yes.
anything?
They have... The majority of the larger ones have been ordered to clearly replace some of the damaged furniture.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them have been sent over as replacements because they were the backups in storage. So they weren't exactly shipped, as in they were just collected in the boxes they were stored in. There are a few that are from a specific art studio.
Oh, we know what those are for. I don't think Rosabella has told anything in character. So I think Yep. So I think Alexandria will just, as she's pushing past, just, Rosabella, if you could go ahead and begin bringing those in for me.
Yep. You open the door, and Kane is leading a bunch of the footmen in changing around the furniture and replacing some of the carpentry.
Alexandria she still has this sweet smile on her face. She's just gonna step in and just, Kane.
Yes.
As she's walking forward, she's gonna open her arms.
Yep. The first thing you do notice is Kane's right eye is black.
So as she gets closer, she's just gonna, if he'll allow it, just wrap her arms around him and just... Who busted your eye?
Fiona got angry with me.
And her grip is like slowly tightening as she's talking, just so slow and just... For what?
I'm assuming you already know.
And I think like at that point, it's like her full strength, like her arms are shaking. And she just, do you understand how many generations those rugs have gone through?
Yes.
And she just is taking in like a deep breath, and she is just going to attempt to just essentially throw Kane like backwards.
Give me, I think it's just straight strength, but let me check.
Either way, I add nothing. So like...
Yeah. So actually... Technically, you can do this with dexterity.
Okay, please let me do it with dexterity.
Yep,
My dexterity
go
is
ahead
so
and
much
give me
better.
a straight dex roll.
Okay, so it's R1d20, and we'll just add 2 to it, because that's what my dex mod is. I'm using a card. I refuse. You know what? I'm gonna... What were you gonna say?
You know, here, use one of mine. I know you still have one.
Thank
but,
you.
like...
Yes, this is important.
Hold on, I have to exit out of that so I can...
So much better. Because I
So,
access your luck as a 16. Yeah.
Okay, so...
There you go.
Thank you.
Against his, which is 14... Yeah, you basically just squeezing as tight as you can, and you lean backwards with a little bit of a left twist, and he just goes flying.
I like to imagine he just falls on the ground. Alexander immediately is like diving on top of him. She has like a hold of the lapels of his collar. And she just... Kane, those were in the family before our grandfather was a pup!
Yeah, I have heard this about 6 times now.
What were you thinking? Were you even thinking?
I mean, you know the answer to that.
She like lifts his head up and just conks it in against the floor. Like just with the lapels of his shirt. And she's just, Kane, even if you pay the coin to replace them, they were irreplaceable. Could you have not aimed for any other furniture in the household that was not from multiple generations and considered an antique?
Yeah, so apparently Makoto let me know that there was actually a roll of carpet sent for the purpose.
You know what you could have done, and if you didn't know that, Kane? What would have been the smart thing to do as a heir of the family instead of destroying family property that had accrued value?
Not do it.
No. The smart thing would have been to go into the market and purchase anything with your coin that would have been applicable to use.
Right. So, by the way, Kane has a -2 to his intelligence.
I think Alexander just, again, lifts by the lapels, slams his head to the ground, and then just... Kane?
Yep.
I'm going to kill you. Not physically, but And she just, like, snaps out her hand and just waits for the glove.
Yep, the glove is placed in your hand.
So, walks in at this point and just, let's not do that. Let's not do that again, please. Can you just keep giving him a concussion?
The glove or the head slamming? Which one, Rosabella?
You know, I'm pretty amused right now watching that head slamming. Because at least I can witness this one.
You can attend a duel. You are aware of that, correct?
Oh. Then as you were.
Alexander just like puts the glove in Kane's face. She is making direct eye contact and she just, would you like a chance to plead your case?
I am an idiot. I got excited. I did something wrong.
Kane, do you understand the trust that grandfather placed upon us?
Yes.
And what did you do the first moment you came home as a signed heir to the family name?
Took the carpet out of Father's old room and cut it to
Father's.
pieces.
Wait, no, it was Father's.
Yes.
You did not go for the one in grandfather's office or any of the other ones. It was Father's.
Yes.
And Alexander's grip just starts loosening. She inhales, she exhales. And she just waves the glove away. And she just leans down until she is like inches from her brother's face and she just, Kane, Pomeranian, I will make myself very clear to you. If you make such a stupid mistake again without consulting any of us, I personally will see to it that you are thoroughly punished for such actions, and I will have you know, I may be the smallest of my litter, but I am also the most terrifying.
Yes, I agree with that.
Alexander's gonna give him that like fake sweet smile again and just, good. She's gonna stand up, she's gonna brush off her gambeson, and she's gonna hold out a hand.
He will accept it, although it's, for the height difference, it's still kind of awkward for you to help him up.
Yeah, no, here's the thing, is I feel like he's like sitting almost, because he's way taller than her, like sitting. He's already at like her shoulder, basically.
Yeah.
Because he's like so much taller. And so like it's just like her like halfway lifting her arm and him really just having to pull himself up.
Yeah, pretty much.
And Alexandria just, now, what have you done to begin replacing any items that were destructed?
Well,
or destroyed?
actually, we've been using the dowry that we received for our wedding. He actually makes air quotes to this. So we've been using the furniture we've gotten from the Mao family.
And Makoto was fine with this?
She suggested it.
Then I will consider it a beginning to repayment. You also will now be going through, and I cannot force you, but I'm going to. You're going to begin going through the family records and looking at the value of the different things in the household, so at the very least you begin to understand how much plastic you just threw away on a whim.
Yes.
Also, you're lucky I didn't black the other eye.
Yeah, but I'm gonna have a goose egg.
No, so he just slowly raises a brow.
He starts rubbing the back of his head.
Yep. And she just, you should be thanking me for only giving you a goose egg. And with that, she will actually kind of step forward. I imagine like Kane is just like, oh god, it's gonna start again. But she just kind of like wraps her arms around him and just, I am glad that you have returned home. We do have guests coming tomorrow from both the Branch family and teachers of mine from the Royal Pioneers.
Oh, actually, he hands you a letter.
Alexandria will slowly take the letter.
It smells like beer and cigar smoke.
Her little nose twitches and she's just gonna slowly open it.
The first couple words are, "Hey kiddo, how you doing?"
Oh, it's from it's from grandfather.
Nope. This is from the War Dogs.
It's from the War Um. Okay, Alexandria, just her tail starts to wag just a little bit. And she'll just continue skimming. Is there anything else?
So, there is a list of information that they sent off to the laboratories. The ones that work for them. Basically, it's what you had surmised beforehand. There are a few things going on. Chemicals were found, and trace chemicals were found in the blood of your deceased cousin that was assassinated.
Okay, what chemicals?
They're not sure because they're things that don't exist in this world for technology level, but you do consider reading that they do mention the smell of bitter almonds was heavy around him.
Oh, Alexandria's notating that to talk to our favorite little Nano later. So she will nod a little bit. Is there anything else in it?
After that, there's a few sheets of paper to it. One of them is literally just them talking about old time's sake and like, hey, when are we gonna get to kick some ass with you?
You know, I continue to grow more and more fond of grandfather's old friends. I cannot remember his name. I will have to go back through my notes. One that we got sent to talk to, Mr. Old Inquisitor, that's now being watched.
Yep.
Insert name here.
I think if I remember correctly, I think it started with an M.
I think it started with an M as well. I have to go through my notes, and I have no idea where it's
I
at.
have a very bad memory.
Oh, trust me, I'm the same kiddo. Same. But Alexandria will just... I wonder if he'd be able to get away from his friends for a bit.
Well, there's no response in the letter to that, but there is also another photograph in the letter.
Oh, what is it?
It is a recent one. It is three of the old war dogs standing on top of someone wearing black robes with the black paw insignia on the shoulder.
Oh!
Nice.
It was the king that had put the stuff on him, right?
Yeah.
Or is it? Okay. So I think Alexandria just grins and just turns it around so that Kane and Echo and Rosabella can see it.
Rosabella, this entire time, like after watching the whole thing with Alexandria and Kate, she had like this very fond grin on her face as she had been watching Alexandria. But after seeing that, her grin gets even more fond. And just nice to see that they're doing good.
That it is. And it appears that I have garnered some very useful friends.
Indeed.
Speaking of which, he should be arriving in a few days. I actually, during our travels, met another very interesting fellow Kane that I would like you and Rosabella, and you as well, Echo, to accompany me to a tea with him.
Yeah, of course.
Rosabella nods.
And Alexandria kind of gives like another little like curt little nod, begins to fold the letter up. As I imagine by now she's gotten through everything, though she does pointedly take the photograph, and that goes in a separate part of her bag.
Definitely.
So that's gonna go in her room later. So Kane, otherwise, how was your wedding?
We haven't actually gotten married yet.
I thought that you were gone at least on the prior parts of it.
We have. We're still doing the planning stages. So this was to officially announce everything and to meet the extended family.
So you're doing it properly?
Yes.
Think, man, I thought that you had run off.
Oh, God.
Based on what we were told.
Oh, man, no. Of course I wouldn't go and get married without my little sister there.
Even though I just bashed your head in. Okay, you're just like standing there, just like,
Thinking about that one. Thinking
Say
about
that
one.
again. My wife heard married and started growling at me.
But no. So I think Alexandria just gives him like that little smile of hers that usually just lies underneath the surface to the proper way that she's grown. It's playful and it's sweet, and I think she just kind of tips her head to the side a little bit and just, but I'm glad for the both of you.
Yes, it's going to be something to get used to. And kind of absent-mindedly, he's going to ruffle Alexandria's hair. Something he hasn't done in a while.
He gets one ruffle before she's just giving him the dirtiest look.
Sorry.
Do you understand how long it takes me to do my fur? I'm not...
I know, it's just, I do things like that when I'm nervous. Apparently, I've done that to Makoto a few times.
Why exactly are you nervous?
This is a big step, and apparently, while we were away, Grandfather has convinced me that I'm going to be the lord of a town.
Grandfather's officially decided then.
He didn't decide it, he talked me into it. And I've put in the applications to do so.
The one that Alric is building?
Well, it's finished. The only thing they haven't finished is the mayor's mansion.
Kane, that is wonderful news. Truly. It is a big step. But I believe out of all of us, you would handle it the best.
Well, I'm kind of waiting to see how our current political situation ends up going.
With Brianna or with the other issues?
With all of it. Things are moving a little faster than I thought they would, and when we were away, Grandfather said that he might actually fully retire.
What do you mean? I thought that he had already begun to step down.
He has, but the way he was talking, he really likes Mao, and something about wanting to move in with the Duke.
That would be the worst pairing.
Yes, apparently the first thing they did was broach the wine cellar.
Oh, my man, and you did not have a conversation with him about the cigars, did you? That's why the letter... Well, not this letter, but the other communications. Oh, Kane.
I couldn't actually tell them much. I was immediately after dropping Grandfather off, I was immediately drug away to the capital.
How did that go?
Well, you've spent more than a day in the company of Lord Mao, correct?
Alexandria just gets this look in her eyes. And she just tips her chin up a bit and just... I have, though not in his direct presence.
I had to spend a week in the room next to his.
Oh, Kane. You did not get a moment of privacy, did you?
The walls literally had eyes.
What do you mean the walls literally had eyes?
Apparently he can cast a spell where he can look at you without being in the same room.
Please tell me that he did not do that while you and Makoto were staying together.
Oh, we weren't allowed to stay together.
Oh, so it was the traditional sense then of...
Yes.
Okay, that's so much worse. Did you tell Makoto?
She said deal with it.
Can I pity you? it's only going to get worse the further you go along in the proper courting process.
I am aware. Although I've been accepted by the entire family, they're all happy to have me there, and apparently there's this whole surrogacy thing that has to be, because we both hold titles, so we have to bear heirs, so it's insane.
Alexandria's ear perks up just a little. And she just kind of tips her head to the side and just... You're already planning for pups and kittens, then?
No, but apparently both sides have been talking about it at length. You can just see the weariness on his muzzle. It's like, I don't want to talk about this.
Alexandria just kind of reaches out, places a hand on his arm, and just... I'll tell you what, I did give you quite the goose egg. I bet your grandfather left a bit of his brandy behind.
About that.
Okay,
Why don't...
say that you...
No, why don't you go and try and go into grandfather's study?
I insight check my own brother. Is this gonna be a bad idea?
I don't know. I will be straight with you. When I tried to go into the study, an invisible wall threw me out.
It did?
Yes.
I can go take a look at it. If it's a trap of any variety, they've always been my specialty. And she'll just kind of straighten up again, just begin trotting off towards grandfather's office, stop, and then just kind of wave, like the little, like, come on, and then she's just going to keep moving.
Yep. He will follow, if the rest of you are following.
Yeah, might as well. I mean, the only other thing Rosabella would be doing is going to check. Because I assume that to get to that room, Rosabella had found a servant and been like, okay, can we get these boxes and everything moved in? That way they're off of the front porch, and can you take this one up to my room? Stuff like that. If she doesn't follow them, she's going to her room to check out the painting.
Yeah, there are 2 sent to your room.
Oh, yeah.
There is a small one, and then there is a large one that is about as tall as Rosabella.
On God. Okay. She's gonna wait a minute to go see that. She's more well, I say she's more intrigued, but she is intrigued about the paintings and stuff, but she wants to see where this is going, so she's gonna follow Alexandria's up.
Okay. Alexandria then will head straight to grandfather's office and kind of...
You get there, the door is standing open, as it was when you left. The lights aren't on.
Okay. She'll kind of step forward and kind of put a paw in the doorway.
It's as if the air itself is keeping you out.
Can Alexandria kind of like begin to poke around? Is there anywhere that looks like it might just be caused because of a trap? Is there anywhere that, like, does it reek of magic?
It does smell of magic.
Okay. I do not remember grandfather ever having access to any such abilities. Kane, you're sure that he was never a spellcaster and did not tell us, correct?
He is not a spellcaster.
No, I never guessed he would be.
Unless you count the fact that he can strike fear into just about anybody.
Oh, of course, that's a special ability, but that's not working with magic. I'm trying to think if there's anything she could even do. I don't think Puppy Dog Eyes is going to impact a wall. Can she, like, begin to poke around and just see if there's anywhere it feels weaker?
You can investigate, yeah.
Would that be, like, a notice?
Echo, you do know the spell. It is Wall of Force.
Oh.
But that's about all you're going to get out of it with a 12.
Hell yeah. would that be notice talent?
Yes. Or search. That's a nat 1.
You know what? It's really early to do it. But we're gonna take my other card. We're gonna go search. Maybe it'll be better. Anything can be better than a nat 1. I'll take a 7.
With a 7, there are no gaps that you can see, but it does feel malleable. Like, if you just keep pushing, you'll come through it.
That's what Alexandria's gonna try and do. She's just gonna keep pushing.
Alright, I am going to need, actually a strength saving throw.
You know what? It's not great for me, but that's fine. Oh, that's a plus 2
Yeah.
too.
You push right through it, like nothing. It's, after a second, it's like paper tearing around you. The wall's still up, but you come into it easily.
She's gonna just slowly look over her shoulder back towards like Kane and Rosabella and Echo. And just not that difficult. And she's just gonna begin kind of poking around.
Yep,
First thing
you can push through as well.
Hell yeah.
Is it a strength save? You said
Strength
saving
save.
throw?
Yep,
Yep.
Oh, why not? Let's go.
yep, you're fine too.
I like to imagine that Rosabella literally just walks in.
My strength is a +1, so that's a 17.
Nice. And Kane is thrown out.
Kane, honestly, it's not that difficult.
Can I, like, pull him in?
You can definitely try if you roll. That's not gonna help him in with the 10.
Can Alexandria try?
You can definitely
Echo's-
try.
Seeing what Echo's trying, she will step over.
Nope.
It wasn't meant to be.
I will say it's a
Rosabella.
DC 15.
Rosabella.
Rosabella will try.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Again,
You
Rosabella
just
just
reach
grabs him,
out,
yanks
grab
him
him,
in.
and pull him through.
Rosabella's just like, Alexandria told you it was easy. What's the problem here?
I feel shamed.
Rosabella backing Alexandria up.
Yeah, but I think Alexandria just gives Rosabella a little smile and just, Kane, honestly, have you not been continuing your practice?
He just gives you this straight deadpan look like, I had to go to the monarchies of Mao. The first place we stopped off was to the Duke. And then I've spent the last 2 weeks with Lord Mao himself.
I will give you a pass. You do not need to begin barking at me. Alexandria is just gonna turn on her heel and begin kind of snooping around.
Alright, you all, since you're in here, will have an advantage on search rolls for looking for mechanisms.
If it's a mechanism, do I get anything from my
You
trap
can
sense?
add your trap sense to it.
Okay,
Yeah.
my trap sense doesn't really give me a number. Oh, it doubles my proficiency bonus.
Yeah, so whatever your proficiency bonus is goes up by double that.
Okay, so that will be another 4 on top of that, because it's already 4 and it adds 4,
So the 8
18,
total,
19,
yeah.
20, 21.
Oh yeah,
21 total.
definitely. Oh yeah, definitely. You guys are fine finding it. So there is a control panel. It looks like a few buttons basically underneath of the desk, and one of them has been turned on.
Alexander's just gonna calmly push the one that's been turned on.
You push it, all of the lights in the study turn on at once, and you feel as that little crackle of energy dissipates.
That is absolutely intriguing that he had that installed and never decided to mention it. Does it say? Is there like a little guide or anything underneath to say what the other two do?
No, but the buttons are labeled. The one that was turned on is marked as safe house.
Okay.
There is also call made, clean, and you fucked up.
Let us all agree not to push the "you fucked up" button. I feel like that is something that will absolutely destroy the study.
Agreed.
Alexander's just gonna calmly turn the force field back on. And then she's just gonna begin her little trot around. Is there anything that looks out of place in here?
Not really. With your searching, I'll just use the active rolls. It doesn't look like anything actually has been moved. Maybe one of the maids hit the button while they were cleaning, not really paying attention.
Alexander is gonna check the pit. I think the pit is in here, right?
Yeah.
She's gonna check the pit. She's gonna put I think it was her blood on like the one little book or something. So yeah,
Yep.
she's just gonna put her blood on the book and check the pit. The desk is just gonna start moving.
Yeah, the desk slides out of the way, the pit opens up, and it has been organized. It hasn't been cleaned, it's not emptied, but it's been organized.
I think her tail just begins to slowly wag. She's gonna trot over to the pit, peek down, and I think there was a ladder there.
There's a ladder.
She's just gonna grab the sides of the ladder and kind of begin to slowly go down. Does it look like any of the books have been recently handled, more recent than the others? Are there
No.
any that stand out as extra worn?
There are a few that are extra worn.
Which ones are they, Talon?
Okay, God. So, little puppies.
Oh my god.
It is very dog-eared.
She's gonna grab that one. Is there like little pack on the prairie?
Yes.
Do any others stand out as very worn?
There is a signed copy of, what was it? Basically, it's the Phantom of the Opera.
Oh, the howl at the...
Yeah.
We have it written down.
Yeah.
I have to find it. Don't worry, we all are panicking. If anyone ever listens to this, we have an entire part of this dedicated just to book names. Oh my god. Alexandra already has a signed copy. She's not going to raid her grandfather's signed copy.
No. And there is also... It is an original translation and update of McBark.
Alexandra grabs it so fast.
It's Macbeth.
Yep, she grabs it so fast. Her little tail is going. Because for a second, she's not got like that wall up. So her tail's going. She's like flipping through it quickly. And she's just... These copies cost so much. Even to get a modern translation of it, it can be a pain to find one that apparently is translated well from man. And you just see like automatically when she snaps back in, she kind of shakes her head and just...
I like to think... Sorry, keep going.
No, you go.
I like to think that Rosabella stayed up top because, well, this was built for Pomeranians. She is not a Pomeranian.
No, the room itself is like 6 foot by 4 foot.
So Rosabella just kind of gonna lean down because she's never been down. So she's just, hey, what's down there?
I think Alexander just books, obviously. He had his entire collection down here.
Her tail kind of wags a little bit and just, any recommendations for me?
So you see Alexandria just kind of looks up towards Rosabella, considers for a moment. Give me just a second while I pull up the actual name so I can make a pun here.
I like to think that as she can probably see Alexandria looking up at her, so she just kind of cocks her head to the side, like the little dog tilt.
She nods after like a second. Trots over, and this is just because this is off my own fucking shelf, and I had to look at the goddamn name. She pulls out the Lost Heir. Not gonna make a pun out of it, sadly. And begins to trot over and pull herself up the rungs.
As you're starting to climb the ladder, give me a notice check.
Oh, this is the most important notice check I've ever made in my life.
Oof.
On God. On God.
Is it a trap, Talon?
It is not a trap. It is not a trap.
Oh, no. Well,
if I was down there.
I mean, you are leaning far enough down to grab the book. You can make the notice check.
Oh, sure. Cool. Okay, give me a second. Let me find my notice check. Hold on. I'll find it. Ugh. Nice.
Of course Rosabella's going to see it. So, tucked into, not even a shelf, this is a slit in the wall behind the ladder. It is exactly 2 inches by 4 inches. Wide and tall. There is the spine of a book sticking out.
Rosabella's toe wags a little bit and just, Alexandria, what is that?
I like to imagine she's pointing. Alexandria has to look for a moment before her eyes land on it. So Alexandria will pass the book up to her, and then
Rosabella will take it.
Yep, starts passing them all up, and then she's going to pull the book out of the wall.
So, what greets your eyes when you pull this book, which is about 8 to 10 inches long as you pull it out? In gilt lettering on the cover is Our Family Memories.
Alexandria clutches it to her chest with one arm and just scoot back, and she's just going to begin climbing up. And the second she's up, she's going to walk over to the desk, drop it, and then just kind of look back, motion for the others with her head, and just, apparently, there's a book about the family. And she's going to go ahead and flip it open.
It is the equivalent of a photo album, a family photo album.
Okay, Talon. Okay, you gotta tell us what photos are in there, Talon.
So there are grandfather and grandmother during the war, the pups when they were young, which is your father and his siblings. There is a lot of family memories. There's a couple chapters of the book. A lot of them at first are like woodcuts and actual portraiture. And then they actually come to, like, teletype photography, which is the first kind of actual photography to be instanced around the time that your brood was born. So there's actual photographs of your generation, and you can see all of your siblings, even the newborns, when they were newborn, the milestones, and in every single photo, after the grandchildren were born, Lucy's face has been cut out of every single photo.
Oh! Alexandria's just gonna kind of, her tail's wagging as she's flipping through. I think she takes a second to look over her shoulder towards, like, Kane and Rosabella to get their reactions before she says anything.
Rosabella is gonna point at one picture because I have to know this picture exists, of just, hey, that's you. And I like to imagine that the picture is just a close-up of Alexandria's face as she's just looking at the camera.
Oh, absolutely.
Her face is actually, like, a little bit too close to the camera.
Like her eyes are going cross-eyed a little bit.
So there is actually another photo that you find Rosabella as well.
Oh?
There is, well, actually two. There is when Rosabella and Lily actually joined the family,
Oh.
and there is when you had started your bodyguard position. You are kind of just floating in the background of most of the normal photos after you had arrived, but when it gets to those, you are actually prominent in the center of the photos. You and your sister.
Oh.
Rosabella just, her grin kind of turns softer and it just turns into just that fond expression again. And she just, what a sap.
Oh, he always has been.
He tries to come off as scary. That man's not scary. I don't know what y'all talk about.
I think Alexandria kind of tips her head to the side slightly and just, there are very few times I've been scared of that man in my life.
Same. I'd like to imagine they both look at Kane.
Yeah, they're just like, joint, like, turn.
Yeah, he's just got one eyebrow raised, like, really?
Rosabelle just smirks at him and just, well, you gonna take that to your room? Or are you gonna keep it down there?
I think Alexandria has picked it back up at this point. She's got it clutched to her chest, and I think she like slowly looks towards Rosabella and then back towards the hole. Well, we all know where to access the pit. I think until we get things sorted, it'd be the safest place to keep it. After that, once we get copies made, it may be nice to distribute one to each of the family, including you and Lily.
Rosabella smiles, and unlike Kane did, she kind of moves her hand to smooth out Alexandria's fur a little bit. Just with this, again, just the fondest expression. She just is so fond today.
Yeah, she's got like memories. She just looked at, there's like a picture of baby Alexandria like climbed up the tallest fucking tree causing chaos. There's pictures of her and like little Alexandria at shops in the distance.
I'd like to imagine that the pictures are literally of Rosabella as a blur, but not just Rosabella. Alexandria is a blur as well because Rosabella is just chasing after Alexandria.
Oh yeah, no, definitely.
There's at least one where like you can tell they were just running through the house. There's like mud everywhere. Alexandria's on all fours with like this look of like, I'm not going to be caught in her eyes, like that crazy dog movie, and Rosabella like knees to chest.
Yeah, there's definitely a picture that's like, it's labeled Alexandria and Rosabella age, like, equivalent to like age 5 or something, and it's just a white and pink blur followed by a white and orange blur.
Oh, 100%. Because I feel like the photos that Rex got, he has nice ones, but he also has the ones where like he was like, I love these kids. So there's some of the kids that like doing the most unflattering, crazy shit. Like there's definitely one of like Kane the first time that he like blackened somebody's eye in training, or the first time he got punched in the face during training.
Yep, definitely.
There's one with like Fiona, like somehow he got it during her first like lawyer battle.
Oh yeah, no, there is definitely basically it's Fiona's first internship, Fiona's actual first case, things like that.
Yeah, 100%.
So the funny thing is, along with those, there's actually Brianna at school acing a test.
No.
Brianna in the lunchroom, things like that. Like, you don't remember a camera in some of these memories. You don't remember someone there taking pictures.
Oh, so he was either secretly doing it or had somebody secretly doing it.
Or magic.
Ooh. Is our grandfather a wizard and we've never known?
Nope.
Tune in next episode.
That one is completely debunked. He is a guardian. Always has been.
But yeah, Alexandria will kind of tuck the book in closer to her chest. She won't complain when Rosabella smooths out her fur. She'll give her like a little smile, give Kane just a little bit of a nod. Just, is that agreeable then?
Yeah, definitely.
So she'll trot over, begin lowering herself back down the ladder, shove it back in, pull herself back up, close it again, and just, right. So, I believe we have the rest of the day before we have to attend to company tomorrow.
Isabella kind of perks up a little bit and just... I actually have something I need to go look at. Yeah, and she's just gonna leave.
Kane just
Can I
kind
notice check?
of... you can insight check her, yes.
That would be notice, right? Or is
Nope,
it sense motive?
That's sense motive, yes.
Alexandria
You have
knows it's
no
nothing.
clue.
Yep.
Yeah, as she runs off, Kane's just like, I'm going to go get a steak. And starts
Right.
heading towards the kitchen.
Actually, Kane,
Yes.
I need you to go ahead and send the maids that we usually assign to catering to me. I'm going to go ahead and begin getting a bath. I'm going to, but I need to
Of
speak with
course.
them this evening.
Of course. I will pull the party's going to happen bell pull.
Thank you. And when Makoto is free, I would like to see her as well. After my bath, of course.
Of course.
She'll give him a little nod and then begin heading her own way.
Yep. He's
She's
going
gonna...
to head down to the kitchen and put a steak on his black eye.
Yep. We're gonna cut out over to Rosabella as Alexandria has somebody start getting her bath ready. Go, Rosabella, go!
Alright. Yeah. Rosabella, you get into your room and the boxes are still sealed. They have been moved to your room but not opened.
Alright, I imagine they're in crates, or
Yes.
are they in boxes?
They are in, I say boxes, but they're more like wooden crates.
Okay, so she's just going to look around. I guess I should... Do I need to do a notice check or anything like that to figure out how to open them?
No, they have like a little small crowbar attached to them.
Okay, then she's just gonna go head for it.
Yep, you can just pop them off. It doesn't take any strength. These are intended to be opened, so you just pop the top off. The smaller one that is about the size of a Foot Locker is the art you requested. It is finished, it is signed, and it is framed.
Oh. She's just gonna have like this bright smile on her. Like, if dogs could blush, you know.
Yep.
She
And
would be.
then you get to the tall but thin box. You pop the top off, and there is a note attached to the bottom of the cap, basically. Says,
Okay, she's gonna.
I
take that and
did
read
some
it.
looking into you to find out about your personality. I think you're going to love this.
She kind of is like staring at the note with like just questionably. But then continues to
Yep,
look in.
You pull the canvas out. It is a very large roll. A very large roll. It is almost as tall as you are, if not as tall. It is almost a life-size portrait of Rosabella riding a capybara into battle with a warhammer.
Jess, I know what your first commission needs to be.
I can hear her off giggling in the background.
I imagine that Rosabella looked at this. She's also laughing. Like, just has the, like, stop, like, it's a genuine, like, girlish giggle, just full-heartedly is just staring at this. And while she's amazed and just enamored by it, she's just cackling. Oh, so with that, she's gonna kind of look around to see where she can put it.
It is massive, by the
I know,
way.
that's why she's looking around.
Yeah, there's not very many places in your room it's going to fit unless you move a lot of furniture around.
Isabella just looks at it and just, why did he have to do it so big? Where is this gonna go?
So, as you're looking around, you kind of shift it around backwards. On the back of the canvas is another portrait.
Oh?
Yep, it is double-sided. On the back of the portrait is Luke and Rosabella having tea and snacks at a cafe. One you would actually recognize in Pugmire.
Oh, you got asked on
Rosabella?
a date?
Rosabella just raises an eyebrow and just very smooth. Very, very smooth. And I'm sorry, I'm not the capybara painting.
It's fine, it's fine. I'll do it for you. Ooh. I'm sitting over here like, that is the most smooth way to be like, hey, by the way, we should have, like, coffee sometime.
It basically is, too.
Rosabella's just, she's smiling at this and just, this still does not answer where I'm going to put this. She's just gonna kind of set it back where, if she can, just get it back into the crate and just kind of.
Yeah,
Look
you can
around.
roll it up easily enough and put it back in the crate.
You could put it on the
Okay.
ceiling. The ceiling is probably one of the largest spaces in that room.
Yeah, probably.
That'd be funny. It'd be like those people who hang up like the posters of the boy bands on top of
Basically. It's like the equivalent of the van art. The guy riding the dragon on the van art.
Oh my god.
I think after that, she is going to. Oh, now comes the question of: does she go to see if she can find him, or does she send him a letter?
But there is a
Okay.
return address. You can send him a letter to accept if you want.
Okay, yeah, she'll do that.
The manners lessons are in the back of your head.
Listen, it also isn't that out of character for Rosabella to just go.
It's not. Listen. Get that letter written.
She's going to. Oh God, do I have to write a letter? Do I have
No.
to actually do it?
You don't have to actually write a letter.
I'm crazy. I write mine, but you can just tell Talon roughly what it says.
Okay, it would essentially just be a simple like. I don't know, because part of me wants to think that she would obviously thank him for the paintings. Also mention, where did you expect me to put this? Not that I'm not grateful for it. I love them. But where?
It'll take a couple days to actually get a response back, but
I know. I think it's gonna be really fun. It's really funny to me because I can just imagine her just trying, like, giggling while she's writing, and just also probably be a little cute and be like, "So was that an invitation or Question mark. And then, as an invitation,
Yeah.
then yes, name the date.
Yeah, a couple days later, we'll just kind of bounce around time-wise for this one. A letter will return with, like, I mean, I had extra canvas. I had to go ahead and purchase more. That was the last of the rolls, so I figured I'd use it up and put it wherever you want. It's yours to do with as you want. And yes, it was an invitation, and I will be here pretty much every day. It's my favorite restaurant. So if you want to show up around lunch, I will pay for anything you want.
Oh, Rosabella's got a boyfriend.
Not yet.
Listen, in my heart, that ship has sailed.
She may have a date, though.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, she does technically have a date, but, you know.
Which, I mean, you can tell from the letter he's trying to be cool about it, because he is very socially awkward.
Oh my god.
Being as he's a giant Saint Bernard.
It's fine, because Rosabella has never flirted with men before, so...
I'm just so
Rosabella
ready for the betting.
finds him charming.
That's all that matters. I will say, though, the family betting pool is about to get insane.
Yep. But yeah, we will go back to Alexandria after your bath. You make your way back to your room. And as you enter your room, go ahead and roll me a notice check.
Oh god, Talon, I've been rolling so bad.
I know.
Oh, that's not bad.
Okay, so, before you left for Houndton, I had you roll a notice check, and you failed it horribly in your room. However, this time, you have passed it.
Ooh.
Your fire in your room is out, and there is, above the fireplace, a brick that is distinctly a different color from the rest of them, and it sticks out about a quarter of an inch from the rest of the bricks in the fireplace.
Oh, hell yeah. Her maids have not, like, the maids that she sent for have not arrived yet, right? Like,
They
we're
have
good?
not.
Okay, so Alexandria's just gonna quietly step over to the door, lock it, and then she's gonna trot over and she's just gonna, like, try and pull the brick.
Pulling does nothing.
Can she try to push it?
You push it and it sinks in about a good 3 inches. And the back of the fireplace swings open.
Oh my god. So I think she just, of course, I would find this after. And she's just complaining just a little bit to herself, but she is going to step over as carefully over all the ash as she can and begin to move down the tunnel just a tiny bit, like her ears perked forward. How far does it go?
It goes about 90 feet. It's a sloping path downwards, 90 feet. By the time you're to the end of it, you realize you're actually lower than the cellar.
Oh, does it... As she was moving through, does it look like it curves off anywhere?
It
Or,
doesn't.
like,
It doesn't feel like it turns or curves anywhere, but it actually is going down in a tight spiral.
Oh, I mean more so, was there anywhere that looked like maybe another opening would open up? If she
It
was,
is
like...
a single straight path.
Huh, and it just ends abruptly?
Nope. When you get to the end of it, there is a large barred door. It is barred on your side.
Oh. She's gonna go ahead and lift the bar.
It is
Keep
heavy, but you can just barely budge it.
Alright, she's got it budged. She's gonna use her shoulder and push the door open.
You push the door open, and the first thing that catches your eye is a mound of plastic.
Oh, her tail is wagging.
You have found the secret family vault.
Oh my god. From like how okay, let's Pomeranian size this. How many Alexandrias is that mound?
About 6.
I think Alexandria just gets this like grin on her face and she just, oh, this is what grandfather was hinting at. Kind of nods just a little bit, backs out, rebars the door. And then here's a question for you, Talix. I don't think it actually exists in Pugmire.
Mm-hmm.
Would she have learned any signs that are known among like traditional ratters?
There are ratter signs, actually.
Oh, would Alexandria know them as a ratter?
You would know most of them. You wouldn't know every one of them because you're not an official part of the Ratter's Pride, which would be the equivalent of the Thieves Guild. But you do know a lot of the Ratter signs, which are basically like warning, safe, you can, fence, things like that.
Alright, so she's gonna crouch down by the edge of the door where normally you would find those signs kind of out of place, kind of hidden. And just as an extra layer for this vault, because she is going to bring it up to the family later, but in case anyone ever tries to get in here, she's going to go ahead at the bottom and put danger, warning. And then she's also just gonna put, because I imagine there's one that's like, do not enter trap. So she's gonna put do not enter trap, and then if there's like a sign she knows for like illness or poison.
Poison is typically skull and crossbone.
Yep, so she's just gonna put a skull and crossbone, and then she's gonna stand up, dust off her hands, and just, I think that all of our endeavors just got quite a bit easier. She's gonna turn on her little heel, and she's just gonna start trotting very quickly, because by this point I imagine the maids are getting like a little concerned. Just...
Yep. As you're trying to trot your way back, here's why your grandfather has never found every single secret passage in this manor. Roll me a balance check.
Oh no. That's not bad.
That's not bad. As you are going back up the passageway, Alexandria, you come out of a hole in the kitchen.
Did she just like fall?
Nope. You came through the floor.
Is anyone in the kitchen?
There are a few maids in the kitchen cooking.
Do they say anything?
They stop their talking while cooking and cleaning for a moment, look at you, give you kind of a polite bow, and then go back to what they were doing.
I think Alexandria just kind of... I'm sure all of you know you saw absolutely nothing, correct?
Is someone talking to us?
She'll kind of nod, and she's just gonna try right on out. She's gonna have to go back to her room, and because it was just after her bath, I don't know if she has her gear.
Yeah, you would have, I would say you don't have your rucksack on you, but you always keep some spare tools. Even if you have a bobby pin, you can like pick your door.
Yeah, she'll pull out like a little bobby pin out of her fur. She's just gonna crouch down, just try and do it before the other maids get there, and just pick her door real quick.
You've picked this lock so many times you don't even have to roll.
Cool. She's gonna quickly pick the lock, step back in, relock it, figure out how to shut the tunnel.
Yeah, it has already closed itself.
All right. I think she takes a second, does like that panic little get any dirt off of her. Grabs a brush, unlocks the door, plops at her vanity, and waits for the maids.
About 3-4 minutes later, they show up.
Are they giving her any looks like they've heard anything?
There's a bit of a raised eyebrow from one of them, who you actually walked past as you were coming out of the kitchen. But nothing is said, and they just, so, we're having a tea party tomorrow.
That we are. I need you to prepare refreshments for, I'm gonna say this out of character, Yosha Pug. There's 6 dogs in Yosha's group, right?
Mm-hmm.
So 6, 7, including Yosha. Kane, Makoto, Fiona, because I imagine Fiona will come in. Prepare refreshments for about 15. We should not have that many attendees. We should be closer to 13. But with some of my teachers visiting, I know that they have larger appetites.
Right, I will prepare for 30 and we can distribute the leftovers.
That works perfectly. I do need another favor.
Of course.
Can you make sure that there is several different types of tea, some lighter snacks to go along? We will be having our tea for quite some time. And then some sort of full meal. I'm not sure what meats we currently have in the kitchen or what we currently have in stock.
We just got back from the shopping. I can actually make a specific tea run. Mostly we have black tea and chamomile.
Right. Black tea will be fine, and chamomile, I'd rather avoid it, just due to the fact that we are talking while we're having tea, and I really do not want to deal with any dogs feeling a bit tired from the food and the tea.
Of course.
If you are already going out for any other ingredients, can you grab green and Earl?
Yes.
Thank you. And then make sure that there is enough sugar and honey available as well as cream. There are a few dogs attending that do have sweeter tooths.
Yes, ma'am.
As for dinner, I suppose it would be more brunch by that point. For the main meal, can we do some sort of egg? I know we have quite a few. Egg dish, maybe an eggs benedict, and do we have enough bacon, do you think, to feed that many, or...
We haven't... bacon has been in short supply here recently. There hasn't been a, butchering in... Something about the pigs were sick, but I can see if we can have a substitution.
What about the cattle? Could we do some sort of maybe... I'm gonna have to look... There we go, I remembered it. Beef tartare.
Yes, we can take care of that.
That should work well enough then. And some sort of fruit or veg. Your decision as to what we have in the kitchens currently.
We have pears and peaches.
I think peaches, we'll do peaches. And then just the usual finger sandwiches, things of that nature. I will need them at around... It was first light that they're supposed to begin arriving, and we are edging into... Let's say around 8.
Of course.
And I do need, and you can see like Alexander's like going through this, because normally she doesn't handle the planning portion. I do need you to go ahead and prepare the war room. Make sure it's clean. Make sure that it's set. All the usuals for a larger meeting.
Of course.
Thank you, I appreciate it. You're free to go on your way.
Yes, ma'am. And they will, after writing down everything that you've told them, they will head out.
As they're stepping, I think Alexander just, actually, I do need a letter sent. Do we have a courier that will be leaving anytime soon?
We have a runner on station, so you can send them out whenever.
Right, but I wasn't sure if we still had him on station with everything that we have going on and all the letters we've been sending. I need you...
I believe it's the nephew of the butler.
Wait, would Alexander know our butler, Sebastian?
No, not the head butler. The butler.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Alexander will kind of nod just a little bit and just... Right. I will get a letter to you to deliver to him within the hour. Just check back in with me, please.
Of course.
And Alexander is going to send a letter to Frankie. I will actually write it out to give you a full one before next session, but the roughs of it is going to be that she was successful in her endeavors. She actually was able to get all of their mares bred to some steed owned by that owner. Had a lovely conversation with the trainer, and she's taking Frankie's advice about the business being profitable. And though she cannot offer compensation yet, she could use the aid of someone familiar with the business and would like to temporarily hire him on with promises of, if they are successful, to a longer contract.
Mm-hmm.
And she also wants to invite him out to breakfast.
Yep. It'll take a little while after it's sent to actually get a response.
But yeah, that's all Alexandria has to do that day. She will, after she writes it and the maid is gone, she's going to take a couple minutes to compose herself, finish like smoothing down her fur, everything. She will hop up, stop the first maid she can find on her way out, and just, have you seen Rosabella and Kane?
Rosabella is currently in her room laughing like a maniac. And Kane was last seen being yelled at by Makoto.
When you say laughing like a maniac, the yelling thing I'm sure is something we're going to see more of as they get closer to their wedding date. What do you mean laughing like a maniac?
As a school, let's see. The equivalent would be a schoolgirl that just got looked at by her crush.
Alexandria's eyebrow goes like all the way up. I will be checking in with her then. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
And she's just gonna, I think like part of her is like, I can go talk to Kane first, but she just, Rosabella, she's just gonna trot.
Yeah, it's like 3 doors down from your room.
Yeah. She's gonna trot quickly. I like that she can actually hear the laughing in the distance.
Oh, absolutely.
Rosabella.
The closer you get,
the
the more you can
laughing-
hear the laughter.
It's not as much hysterical laughter at this point, probably. It's more of the kind of giggles.
Alexandria will on the door.
Rosabella stops. It gets silent for a minute. And just come in.
She'll push the door open and just, Rosabella, I was directly outside the door. Why were you laughing? To quote the maids, like a schoolgirl. Her ears are perked forward.
Well, Rosabella takes a deep breath and just composes herself for a minute. And just, obviously they're lying.
Rosabella, I have ears.
Indeed.
You're not going to tell me, are you?
And Rosabella just smiles and just, I mean, she kind of looks down at the crates that are just kind of on the floor and just, oh, I never did tell you, did I?
Tell me what?
Well, it's probably nothing, really. But, well, I may be going to... I may have been asked.
Alexandria's like leaning forward while she's saying this.
I can
Oh,
assume
being shut
Rosabella's
behind
tail
her.
is going a mile a minute at this point,
Yeah,
too.
the door's being shut behind her.
Rosabella's ears kind of are flattening. Not in like, she's kind of getting more embarrassed as she's like stuttering through, which is also not something that she does. So she just stops herself and just points at the crates again and just. So I met an artist.
So this is the fastest you've ever seen Alexandria move? Like, it's knees to chest, the bed dips underneath her weight, and she's like inches from Rosabella's face. Her tail is wagging just a little bit, and she just, you have an admirer.
I mean, maybe?
And you did not give me a single detail.
Well, I didn't think much of it. I'm not used to this. How am I supposed to know?
She just reaches out and just with the most Karen of her life, just kind of cuffs one of Rosabella's cheeks, and she just, you are going to give me every single detail down to the most minute.
Yeah, and so I'm not gonna go into the whole detail.
Yep, we're going through the details. It's like a really cool cutscene. Yeah, it's a really cool cutscene. Alexandria's eyes are a little bit bright, her tail's going.
And so at the end of it, she just, and so the giant me riding a capybara, which fantastic by the way. You want to see it? It's really cool.
I would love to get it out.
Rosabella jumps off the bed and kind of does this little like excited little yip and just runs over to it and gets it out again.
Yep, it is fully life size.
Oh my god.
But
Alexandria.
then
Oh.
she looks at Alexandria and just, well, this is beautiful. This is fantastic. This is the best thing that has ever been created. She turns it around.
Alexandria gasps and just, it's like in a novel. Oh, Rosabella, that is amazing.
I wrote him a letter back. Or, well, a letter.
What did it say?
Well, just me asking where he thinks I'm gonna put this. Because it's very large, and she looks around her room and just haven't figured out a place yet. And I'm pretty sure I don't want to put it where else, you know? Because that just, no.
No, I get it.
Anyways.
I get it. But hear me out. We'll figure that out afterwards. The letter, Rosabella.
So yeah, I wanted to try my hand at art. Yes, I don't know. It's mostly like a genuinely good question where I'm gonna put this. And then I asked him if he was implying that he wanted to get coffee with me, and I guess we'll see how that goes. I told him that if that is the question, then yes. By the way.
She gets like this genuine smile on her face, and she hops up. She kind of walks over and takes one of Rosabella's hands that's not holding the giant fucking painting. And just tips her chin up so she can look Rosabella in the eyes. And just, you are going to tell me the moment he responds, and you're going to let me help you get ready that morning when you go.
Obviously. Obviously. This is stuff that Rosabella just kind of looks down bashfully, like not looking at Alexandria, but she has like this little bashful smile and just, it's like one of the novels that we used to read. I mean, you still read. We still read.
We do, but still.
What if I'm getting too into, maybe it's not what I'm thinking.
Rosabella, he literally painted the two of you together on a canvas. It's definitely what you're thinking. There's no other way that could be meant.
You're right. I need to stop thinking that way. Confidence,
exactly. And though neither of us have much experience in this field, I have read an exorbitant amount of novels, and I can help you through this.
Thank God. I'm a big man.
Speaking of which, well, not really speaking of which, a completely other topic that'll take your mind off of it. I found something that is going to drive you insane.
Oh? Rosabella is currently rolling the painting back to just kind of, put it back up. So she figures out where to put it. So, yeah.
Technically, you now have a place to put it.
Oh, she's going to put it up then. Fantastic.
Hell yeah. Alexandria just kind of, her mask is coming back to noble. She kind of straightens up and just, I found a secret passage in my room.
Rosabella, from where she's putting it up, instantly stops moving and turns her head to Alexandria with these bright eyes, because if we remember from like some of the first episodes, Rosabella loves adventure and loves exploring. So she just, oh?
And I may have went down it, and do you remember grandfather, a month ago before we left, actually mentioning the family fortune?
I do. Did you find it?
Well, a certain Pomeranian may have.
Rosabella gets this grin and just, oh?
And there may be enough plastic. And she's like listening to make sure nobody's outside the room. And as she leans in, she's just, there's enough plastic to build 6 of me, Rosabella. Only 3 of you.
Oh?
And
What? Rosabella just is like, her eyes are wide. She's like, whoa.
exactly. And that will be a massive boon to the family coffers, though I do believe we should keep it off the table so that we don't need to pay taxes or the like on it.
Oh. Indeed.
Now, I know that you're absolutely dreadfully busy, but... And she's like, got like this little smile on her face, just a little mischievous. I don't suppose you want to go see it?
Rosabella's tail is wagging, and she just, give me a minute to make sure this is up and straighten. Yes.
Alexander's like step back at that point. She kind of nods. It's crooked, by the way, to the left.
Okay, thank you. And she starts shifting it again.
Too far left, but a bit more right.
Yeah. And she
It's like
gets
the
it
whole
perfect.
thing. Yep.
Okay, but here comes the question. Which side does she have it on, do you think?
Roll a d2.
Um,
/ R d2.
Mm-hmm. In the chitty
Yeah.
chat.
in which?
And roll 20.
In roll 20?
Yeah, you can roll a d.
Okay,
You can do it in
slash
either, but yeah.
R
Space d2.
D2 to give space D2. Okay, let's see.
All right. So that is. Yeah, it is on the capybara side.
Yeah!
Hell yeah!
Look, this is the fun part. Both sides are great.
There's no disappointment either way.
There's none.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
But after she has hung up, Alexander's gonna just. So are you ready then?
Rosabella turns around and just, aye. And she's just gonna follow her.
All right. You
Yeah, I
walk out of the room, and you notice a maid handing a sack to a certain page boy.
Oh my god.
Rosabella looks at them, raises an eyebrow, and just, which betting pool is that?
Well, I got paid, so you should already know. And he darts out of there.
Just.
It's about you getting a boyfriend. 100%.
I mean, technically, I don't have a boyfriend yet. So if that's the case, that maid just lost some money.
Technicalities. He painted
Hey.
you. He's absolutely obsessed with you.
I would not go that far. Yet. But I do think that it's very sweet.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, no, adventure. Let's go to adventure. I need to get my mind off of this.
Yep. You get to Alexandria's room. You press the brick. The back of the fireplace swings open. Rosabella, you will have to get on all fours to go through this hole.
I like to imagine you're
Yellow.
like following Alexandria, who's like almost slipping in some spots because it's way too tall.
Yeah, once
you're
you
just
go
like-
in, you can stand fully up, but going through the hole, it's Alexandria-sized fireplace.
I love it so much.
Yeah.
It's
It's
okay.
the same.
Rosabella doesn't care to get dirty.
Yep, 90 foot, kind of at an angle, straight down. It's actually corkscrewing down, and you reach the door with the big, heavy bar on it, on this side.
I think Alexandria kind of steps back. I want to say she locked her bedroom door again.
Yeah, definitely.
But she will step aside and just take it away, Rosabella.
Am I lifting this?
I nearly chipped a nail the last time.
Okay. What do I need to roll?
You don't have to roll. It's just, it's meant to be hard to move, but just, even Alexandria can move it. It's just heavy.
Oh. Okay, Rosabella will lift it with ease.
Yeah. So you lift it and the door swings open. If Alexandria would have looked a little bit closer as the door swings open, there are 4 other doors leading from this room with a massive pile of plastic in the center.
I like to imagine this Rosabella just, oh, doors, Alexandria, what? And just like shoves past her.
Yeah, Rosabella just, huh.
What?
I mean, Rosabella points and just, where do those lead?
Alexandria's ears like perk forward. She like pushes past Rosabella, has her little trap sense going, makes sure she's not stepping on anything, and she just, I actually did not notice those on my first time through.
As you get near to one of the doors, your trap sense does go off.
She holds up a paw to Rosabella and just, trapped. Because you like take like a very far away from the doors and just start going, meh, meh, like a little, just trying to figure out.
So there are a few false cobblestones that will depress when stepped on.
Can she deactivate them?
No, but you can stop them from working temporarily.
Okay.
These are very sophisticated.
Okay. Can she tell when she stops them how long it will last for?
Yeah. So there is actually a shut-off lever that you can use once you're in the room fully. But it's on the other side of the trap, so basically you can shove like a shim in to keep it from depressing as you walk over it. But a few steps on it and it's going to snap off.
Okay. So she'll do that to get over towards the lever.
Yep. You get over, pull the lever, and all of the false cobblestones lock in place.
Right, we have a few minutes before they reactivate. And she'll move it back over to the first door. Does her trap sense still go off, or is it like,
Nope.
We're good now?
You're good now.
So I think she just... Well, Rosabella, pick a door.
Rosabella will.
Wait, what door are you picking? 1 through 4.
Yep. 1, 2, 3, or 4.
Which one are you choosing?
I told you to choose.
Uh-huh.
You can roll a d4 if
3.
you want. 3? Okay.
Okay.
So we'll go to door 3 first.
You go to door number 3. It opens to a large cavern-like area. There is a short stoned path that opens up into a large cavern with a river running through it.
Huh.
How do we have a river underneath the house? And the
You
house
can
is
smell fresh
foundation?
air.
Alexandria's ears are perked all the way up, and she kind of looks back towards Rosabella and just... Ignore what I was saying. This is actually an incredibly useful escape route, depending on where it leads.
Indeed. Can I do a search check to, like, I guess, see if she sees anything else aside from the river? Or...
Yeah, you can do a notice check or a search.
Oh.
Either one is applicable. Okay, with the 11, you do smell... it doesn't smell like fresh water that's flowing through, but you do smell fresh air and...
So it's more like salt water.
Stagnant water.
Stagnant, okay.
Can Alexandria see if she notices anything?
Yeah.
So search or notice?
Either one will work.
Okay, I'm gonna do notice because you did search. When it rolls, it did not. There we go.
It's exactly the same.
Damn my -1!
So...
Besties for life.
Since you're doing... Yeah, since you're both searching, it's not going to be the same information that you come up with. This is an aquifer.
Hey, Talon.
It's an underground source of water.
Thank you. I was just like, oh, that's a really good pun. Aquifer.
Yeah. So basically, it's stagnant water because it doesn't come above ground.
Still useful. We will need to eventually search down that path, but I'd like to see what's behind the other doors before we commit.
Alright, so mark door number 3 off the list. You've got 1, 2, and 4.
Your turn to choose.
Alexandria's just gonna kind of tip her head to the side and just, Four's always been a lucky number for me. She's gonna trot over. She's gonna make sure door number 4 is not trapped, and then she's gonna open it.
It is not trapped.
Cool.
You open it up. You travel down a pathway for about 30 feet before you end up in a similar room to the one you just left, except for instead of plastic, there are weapon racks, armor stands, and chests.
Oh,
I think Alexander just...
Rosabella's eyes are wide.
You know more about weapons. Begin looking. I'm going to check the chests.
Okay.
I'm just gonna split.
We'll roll another.
You have a card. You have a card. Would you like to use your card?
You know what? Yeah, I'll go ahead. And, hold on. I got. Stop it!
You
Sorry,
got this. You got this.
I'm moving my sheet around and not moving the card.
You're good.
I'm just happy your cards are working this time. They normally hate us.
Right?
Give me a second. I have to pull my sheet back up. Should I do a search one again, or should I do notice again?
It's whichever.
You did notice last
yeah,
time.
you did notice. Go ahead and do search this time.
Yeah, we'll just go back and forth. Jeez.
It's fine. Yeah, going through the chests, or through the armor and the weaponry, a lot of it is well maintained. It's not the best, but it's more. It's basic weaponry. It looks like it would be good for arming a levy.
Mm.
So there's like spears, axes, a few short swords, some basic wooden shields, things like that.
Ooh.
Let's just it makes sense, being the fact that it's a military type family for this to be here.
Mm-hmm. Are the chests trapped, Talon?
None of them are trapped.
Alright, Alexander is gonna start opening chests.
Alright, you throw them open. They are basic military gear. There are old bandages. There are military uniforms in the House Pomeranian livery. There's some other random pieces of armor like helmets and coifs and things of that nature.
Mm-hmm.
It really looks like this is just the main armory for arming the levy.
Alright. I think Alexandria kind of nods, peeks over her shoulder towards Rosabella, and just, did you find anything interesting?
I mean, this whole room is very interesting to me.
You're not wrong, but anything that stands out?
Nothing that we can't come back and check again.
Exactly. Same on my end. It's just some livery with the Pomeranian family crest, some additional weaponry, that sort of thing. Your turn. Door 1 or 2. And she'll just stand up, kind of close the chests, and trot towards the door.
Well, at this point, let's do 1.
All right. And we'll go for close this one, and then we'll go to door 1.
Yep. You open door 1,
Mm-hmm.
and there is nothing but solid blackness beyond the door.
Goodness. A little sniff, just a quick little...
You can't smell anything. You can't see through it, and you can't smell anything.
I think she's gonna look back towards Rosabella and just... I feel like we shouldn't walk down this alone.
Not with some type of light, at least.
Well, I have light. We do have torches. I could light one.
Do you want to go, or should we check to get a different door?
Well, we have one other door left, and again, I smell nothing. I hear nothing. And I just took the first nice bath I have had since we left. And I really do not want to end up somewhere by having you tie rope to me in case it just disappears.
You know? Hold on. Yeah, I'm gonna do this anyways. Just in case.
With your 14 notice, there is the slight tingle of magic in the air coming off of it.
I like to imagine her fur kind of stands up a little bit, and she just. We should come back to this later.
Any reason? Alexandria's like already shutting it.
Not our field.
Echoes.
Indeed.
All right, door number 2 then. And she'll kind of move her to door number 2, open it.
All right. You open door number 2, and it is... This passageway isn't even 3 feet long. You go through it. I'm actually... hold on 1 second. I have to check. Oh, yes. I need dexterity saves from both of you.
Oh,
It's not a trap.
Oh, that's actually really good.
Yeah, it is.
Oh.
Okay. So, the 2 of you are now standing in the attic. Well, I say standing. Rosabella, you are flat on your face.
We're supposed to. Ow.
Alexandria just kind of sighs and just, Rosabella, you need to work on your acrobatics. And she'll just kind of hold out a hand, even though she really also cannot help Rosabella up.
Here comes the question. How will Rosabella be able to stand in here, or will she?
Yeah, no, you're
Okay.
just in the
Yeah,
attic.
Okay, she's gonna get up.
Yeah, I imagine Rosabella, instead of using Alexandria's hand for help up, you just put your paw on the top of her head and lift yourself up.
Alexandria's ears do like the airplane thing, like they just start going back. As you're like shoving yourself up, and she just... I will let it slide this time because you did just embarrass yourself, but next time take my paw.
Rosabella just looks at her and just... I appreciate the help.
I know you do. So I think Alexandria kind of turns where they were standing and kind of just stomps her foot just a little bit, just to see if it like, if there's any hint of like that.
There is a mirror directly behind the both of you, and it shimmers slightly when you stomp your foot.
Alexandria will step forward and kind of put a paw through it.
Your hand passes through it.
Her tail starts wagging just a little bit. She just... I love whoever in the family decided to lay these down. That is incredibly useful.
Rosabella kind of cocks her head to the side, just... Oh?
Well, excuse me, God, that was me, not Alexandria. I'm dying. We'll consider it. If there's at any point that the house has some unwelcome visitors and we need to get away, we just discovered at least 2 very tricky little ways to sneak out. Or, she gets like a little smile on her face, like her lip the corner of her lip kind of quirks up. We also discovered an entire room to arm the family, one with enough fortune to begin working towards certain endeavors that the family is interested in, and one that we don't know about that is magic, that, depending on what it does, could be useful to store some people that don't belong in the dungeons. Really, we just discovered an entire thing in my bedroom that I think we should keep a little bit quiet, at least for the time being.
I agree.
Alexandria's tail wags just a little bit, and she just, right, now, and she'll kind of turn. I have not been in the attic ever, it's horrifically dusty, but let's see what we can find, see if there's anything interesting up here.
It is very dusty. There are crates and boxes that are covered in sheets, and does not look like they've been opened in decades.
Rosabella,
Mm-hmm.
begin opening crates.
Aye, aye. And she'll go ahead and start opening some crates.
There's old clothes, old furniture, old toys, wooden swords and shields, like practice play stuff for kids.
Hey,
Yes,
do any of the toys look like anything Ollie would be interested in?
probably yes.
Alexandria will just kind of find like an empty box or something, or empty one, and just start, as Rosabella's opening more crates, we'll just start putting the toys it looks like Ollie would be interested in the box.
There is also one of those trapdoor ladders trapdoor stairs that you can go down from the ladder, from the attic.
Rosabella,
Mm-hmm.
we have two options. Either we go back through the passage the way that I did last time, and instead of appearing in my room, in fact we'll appear in the kitchen, raise some eyebrows, or we come out of the attic also raising some eyebrows. Do you have a preference?
Not particularly.
Right. So here's what we're going to do. And like at this point, I imagine the box is like loaded up like to the brim. You are going to carry the box down, say I sent for you to retrieve it, and I'm going to put on my cloak, draw the least amount of attention that we can, and we're going to go see Ollie.
Rosabella's tail wags a little bit and just sounds like a good plan.
He does deserve more than hand-me-downs, but if any of the clothing you think he'd be into it, I grab the toys. Go ahead and retrieve it.
Rosabella does as she's told.
Rosabella, you open up the trapdoor, the stairs slide down, you descend down, and you have never seen this house before in your life.
Oh no!
Rosabella just looks up.
Alexander's like invisible behind her.
There are portraits of Lucy and your mother on the wall.
Where are my mothers?
This is the family villa.
Oh no!
Neither of you have actually ever been here.
Rosabella,
Where are we?
do you remember that one book, Dorothy and what was it? Pug? Or whatever. Anyway, Rosabella, I believe we are far from home. I've been wanting to make that joke for so long, y'all have no idea. But Alexandria will step past, and her ears are kind of perking. She kind of slides the hood down so you can see just her head. Can she hear anything?
No. It is completely empty, and there is inches of dust on the floor.
Well, Rosabella, shall we leave tracks and just peek around? Father may have left something here. Or shall we return home, act like we never came here?
We're already here.
Fair enough. Right. Why do we always go to disgusting places after I get cleaned?
Technically, you told me to come here.
Don't start with me. Let me wallow, please.
Looks like another bath today.
It's a full spa appointment at this point. But Alexander will just start walking.
So we'll just speed this up. You spend a good hour exploring the place. It is the same floor plan as the family manor, but it is noticeably empty and has been for quite some time. There are a few trinkets and knickknacks, but most of the other rooms have been locked tight. You can open them up easily because your family uses the same locks on almost all the doors.
Alexander's gotten very good at picking family locks.
Yeah. But most of the rooms are just empty. They've never been used. The only room that's ever actually been used is the master bedroom and a single servants' quarters that could probably house about 10 servants.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, it is kind of drab and depressing because once Lucy was officially kicked out of the family, he was no longer allowed to stay here, so everybody just left.
Now, it may not be wise, Rosabella, but this is unused space. I don't think it'd be too horrific to perhaps offer it up to a member of the family. Get some use out of it.
Cleaning would be a good idea first.
Right, no, the maids will visit it and handle all that.
But I agree. Should have some use.
Alexander will nod just a little bit. And I do also believe that it would be wise to begin enforcing some type of policy that we use other locks than the same ones. I should not have been able to pick 4 locks in a row without a second of difficulty.
That I can 100% agree on. You know, in fact, we should probably change locks in the main house.
Oh, definitely. If I can pick, well, to be fair, I am quite skilled when it comes to picking locks. But if I can pick them, any ratter can. That's going on the list for one of the first things to be changed. But I say let's get home then, for now.
Agreed.
As she's moving through, is it multiple paintings on the walls of Lucy and the girl's mother?
Pretty much, yeah. There are a few portraits of the kids when they were younger, but they are less than of the actual parents.
Rosabella,
Mm-hmm.
can you do me a favor?
What is it?
Can you begin pulling those portraits down?
Rosabella nods and starts taking them down.
Once they're down, Alexandria will crouch. At this point, she's removed her cloak, and she'll begin opening the backs. And then the second that all of them are out, she pulls a torch from her bag, kind of finds a good place to balance it where it won't burn the furniture, and begins to burn the photos.
Yep, easily done. They burn up quite well, considering most of them are oil paintings.
Then she will have Rosabella pull down the photos of the pups. These she does not take out of the frame. She's just gonna add them to Rosabella's pile that she has to carry.
Great, thanks.
Do you want me to take the box?
I would appreciate some help.
She'll take the box. She just, I'm not carrying the paintings, they're breakable. But now I think it feels better in here already, don't you? And then she's gonna keep going up the attic stairs.
Rosabella's gonna follow.
Yep, you go up and out, and you are back in the treasure vault.
Alright, Alexander's gonna start heading back up.
As you pass the main door, both of you are going to have to give me a balance check.
Oh no, with all the things we're carrying. Oh, that's actually really good.
Okay. So, here's the fun one.
Oh no.
Rosabella, you come out in the kitchen.
Oh no, where do I come out?
Alexandria, you come out behind a statue in the bathroom.
Wait, okay, then we have multiple bathrooms, like the communal bathroom, someone's
the
bathroom.
the main family bathroom. The
Oh,
actual bathroom with the bath.
Oh my god! I think, like, no one's in here right now, right?
No, it's empty.
Alexander kind of steps out from around it, looks back, and just, well, that is not where I ended up last time. And meanwhile, Rosabella's, like, completely, like, she has no idea where Alexandria's just gone.
Rosabella's just gonna look around. Anybody still in here?
There's always a scullery maid in the kitchen.
Rosabella just looks at her, raises an eyebrow, and just, huh. I keeps walking.
Yeah, you just get that upward nod, like, yeah.
Like, Rosabella's not gonna tell her to keep it shut. Like, I mean, she doesn't know where she came from.
Nope.
So she's just gonna go.
So, you want to know what the funny thing is?
What?
Every time you've came out of the kitchen, you've came out of the wine cellar door.
God. Oh. I like to imagine Rosabella's coming out of the kitchen at the same time Alexandria's coming out of the bathrooms.
Pretty much, yeah.
And I think Alexandria just... Where did you end up?
Kitchen.
That's where I ended up last time. And she kind of turns. There's also a passage in there.
Ah,
Yeah, you
Why?
go back to where the statue was. It's a solid wall. Doesn't move.
Alexandria's tail wags just a little bit, and she's like, oh, I can already see the possibilities that I can figure out exactly how that passage works. That's a later problem, though. Ollie?
I honestly don't think that we will ever figure out how that passage works.
And see, Rosabella, that is why you were born a Pyrenees, not a Pomeranian. We are an incredibly stubborn family. I will figure it out.
Yeah.
But again, Ollie,
Alexandria,
Yes.
through the back of your mind echoes, I have looked for 30 years and not found every single secret passage in this house.
she jumps just a little bit. Is that grandfather?
Nope, that's just a memory.
Oh my god, and I think she just... grandfather wasn't wrong, but... I'll figure them out. And with that, she'll turn on her heel and just start walking towards where Ollie should be at this time, roughly.
Yep. He would be in the schoolroom. In the tutoring.
Well, they probably should not bother him while he's being tutored.
Rosabella, you know how drab that was.
I do.
It
But
won't
also I
happen
know
for
how the
one day.
teachers are.
They don't scare me. Don't worry about it. Besides, it's a educational interruption.
Isabella just smirks and, okay.
Yeah. So, the classroom actually has a window in the door. And he is being taught by Dame Matilda.
Oh, okay, what do we know of Dame Matilda?
Dame Matilda is the one that taught you mathematics.
Oh no!
Save him. Save him.
I think Alexandria like gets like a cold sweat underneath her fur. She kind of has to like shake it off and just on the door.
Yep. Come in.
She'll kind of joggle the box a little bit in her arms and slowly push open the door and just... I apologize for the interruption, Dame Matilda.
Miss Alexandria. You know you're 12 years late for your math homework.
Sweating! I believe you're mistaken.
Rosabella just standing in the doorway, like the entryway, kind of leaning against the door frame.
You must be thinking of one of my siblings.
Uh-huh.
Sweating. Like, the thing is that this is the first time Alexandria cannot make eye contact with someone. I actually was just coming to see Ollie for a moment.
Of course. We were just about to take a break.
Right.
Rosabella just looks over at Ollie and smiles.
He has an entire A4 notebook full of math. And he just looks at you, looks at the smile, and just his eyes scream, "Help me!"
Yeah, I think Alexandria just... Right.
Rosabella's just looks at him and just kind of nudges her head of the come on.
Yeah, he flies out the door.
God. I imagine down the hallway we just kind of drop the box that's filled with like clothes and toys and just.
Oh,
We found a
he
few
is
things that may
happy.
be
It's
interesting.
like a kid on Christmas.
She's not being too rough with you, is she?
No, but it's so boring.
Oh, absolutely. I know. She was the most boring of my teachers. As she says that, her ears like swivel really quick, like it's like that anxious little. She's not listening. There's no way
Nope.
she's listening.
She's not listening, as far as you know.
Rosabella kind of bends down, like, because I imagine, like, he's probably just kind of looking around. So she's gonna kind of bend at the knees to just kind of squat and just. How are your other classes?
Oh, I like all of the other ones. It's just math.
Understandable.
Which,
That's
I mean,
nice.
in this, math is, I think, considering the medieval dynasty period type thing, math stops at division.
Oh,
excuse
no.
me. Yeah, so division is about the highest math most people get to.
What did Alexandria make it to?
I think you got a round multiplication before you stop doing the work.
Okay, cool.
I like to think that Rosabella probably. What do you think with Rosabella? I'm curious because part of me thinks that she would have had to learn
Oh
everything
yeah, no,
and
absolutely.
be perfect.
You
But in the
stuck
sense
with it
of-
because you had to, but you also had a different teacher. One that wasn't so old and boring.
Oh, thank God. Rosabella still does not like math. She just.
Does anyone actually like math?
My brother.
Insane.
I know. He has a degree in it.
Oh God. But I think Alexandria just kind of. I'm glad you're enjoying your other classes. They are important, and it's
Yeah.
that word is said like poison.
Yeah, he says something really shocking to you though. I really love the classes with Brianna.
Brianna's been teaching you.
Oh yeah, a lot. Like she's been taking me around and we've been going to other classes and oh, it's been so much fun. And he just rattles on for like 10 solid minutes about a bunch of stuff that Brianna's been doing with him.
Oh God, we abandoned our baby. We're absentee parents.
Isabella just smiles and just. She moves her hand and just kind of ruffles at his head and just. I'm glad you're having fun.
I'm having a blast. This is like so awesome.
I'm glad.
Although I am a little jealous, I feel like I don't get any time with you. We need to plan some time together.
Oh, yeah,
The three of us.
definitely. Hey, I know. He actually pulls out a rolled up piece of parchment from his pocket. And Alexandria, you would know exactly what this is immediately on seeing what he's written
Oh.
down.
Oh God, what is it?
It's a heist of the bakery.
Her ears swivel forward. And she just crouches and holds out a paw.
He hands it to you.
Okay, she's gonna start looking over his plans. How good are they?
They are actually really good. Like, it
You
would
haven't-
work.
You have improved quite a bit. She kind of like looks slowly towards Rosabella, slowly towards him. I'll tell you what. If you can improve on your lockpicking to a point that I consider applicable and the most basic of levels, and you can tell me exactly what you should not do on an endeavor such as this, I'll allow it and I will go with you to supervise.
I will work on it. And, oh, I have found something interesting about the locks in the house.
Oh?
Yep, you don't need an actual lockpick, just a rake will do. And he actually pulls out a lock rake and just watch. And goes up to a door, pushes it in, pulls it out, turns the knob, and the door comes open.
I think Alexandria just... And that's exactly why we are switching every single lock. Do you see my point, Rosabella?
I already agreed that the locks need change.
You did, but I need you to understand. Do you know what I used to do as a pup?
Mm-hmm.
I literally would keep a single pin hidden in my room, so even if my tools were taken, I could just insert it, give it the tiniest turn, and I could get any window or door open and be out in moments.
Isabella leans down to Ollie and just... She acts as if I wasn't chasing her around the entire time.
You were, but there were several times that I got out long before you realized.
Rosabella stands up and stretches. And just... Well... Have you had any snacks or anything?
No.
How much longer of a break do you got?
Well, when she says a break, she means we're done for the day. She'll probably be asleep by now.
Isabella turns to Alexandria. The kitchens.
Obviously the kitchens, unless... Ollie,
Hmm?
have you discovered a favorite restaurant yet?
I like the one that sells the cold stuff.
Does Alexandria know which one that is?
There is a new restaurant that came from one of Brianna's endeavors. It sells something called mochi.
Ooh!
Right, go get cleaned up. You have 10 minutes and then we'll be out. Then we'll head down there.
He kind of gives a little mock salute and runs off.
Alexandria will kind of stand up and just... I should have told him to take the toys with him.
We should have, but he's real cute, isn't he?
He's incredibly cute.
Yeah,
Are there
he
any...
runs back, grabs a little wooden horse, and runs off again.
Are there any maids passing by?
There's a few.
I think Alexandria just... Excuse me?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you go make sure he actually gets changed and cleaned up and take his stuff with him?
Yes, ma'am. And she will pick up the box and follow off after Ollie.
Yep. 10 minutes later.
Yep. You are heading out the house to one of Makoto and Brianna's mochi restaurants. It basically serves a mixture of ice cream and mochi.
Oh shit.
I'm so excited.
I'm also very excited.
And yeah, it's good. It's like really good. You can get multiple different flavors of mochi. There's also multiple different flavors of ice cream.
All
Oh,
flavors
yeah.
except chocolate.
Yeah, all flavors except chocolate.
Do they have the dog chocolate though? Because there's like a chocolate that's actually safe for dogs.
So, I don't want to get into the whole chocolate with dogs thing because it's not all dogs are affected by chocolate. And I've actually...
No, it's made out of Caro or something. Like it's actually... It's like actually a doggy chocolate.
No, I've actually known Pomeranians that ate chocolate until they were 20 years old.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, all the mutts that I've had literally have eaten entire bags of Hershey Kisses and been perfectly fine.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's
just based on weight and size.
Yeah, no, definitely. Now,
But
grapes
we
are a
have-
different matter. There's no grape flavoring anywhere.
Yeah.
True.
But we have lunch with Ollie. We catch up with him. As they're heading back, I think Alexandria kind of looks at Rosabella and just gets this little grin on her face and just leans down to him and just... Ollie,
Yes.
I'll tell you what. Because you have been doing well in your studies and you did figure out the trick with the locks, do you want to pick out a new toy? There are a few shops on the side.
His eyes are beaming.
And Alexandria kind of straightens up and grins and just... Don't go too far ahead, but let's head towards the toy store, whatever you want.
he grabs your hand, and the first thing he says, and instead of a toy, can I get some new lockpicks?
Alexandria, like, there's actual pride in her eyes. Like, it's like there it blossoms. She just, absolutely, you can. We haven't gotten you a proper kit yet, have we?
No, I've been making do with what I could make myself.
Tell you what, do you want a new kit, or I have my old one.
He actually pulls out, it's not like a flyer or anything, but it's like a design for a specific type of lock set. It's like, the things I could pick with this.
Ollie, I'm making a rule. You cannot pick anything that is in the house. that you
That's
should
too
not have
easy.
access to. Oh, it is definitely too easy. We're going to be changing all the locks, though. But no picking anything in the house, especially not near my room, or Rosabella's room, or Brianna's room, any of the family rooms.
I will not pick any personal rooms.
And you will not pick the cabinets in the kitchen? Most of them aren't locked, but I'm sure they've locked one by this point for you.
He kind of gets this look on his face like, I can't make that promise.
Alexander, just, you need to lie to me. This is when you say, yes, Alexandria. I won't believe you in the slightest, but...
Yes, Alexandria.
Right, look me in the eyes.
Yeah, he looks you in the eyes, and you can absolutely tell he's lying.
We're working on that. I'm adding that to your education. Grandfather isn't here any longer, but I will be taking that over. Come along. And she'll just kind of begin shooing him towards wherever the nearest place they can buy lockpicks is.
Usually on a thing like this, you either have to go to a locksmith or some shady guy in a back alley. But with you guys walking off to get him new lockpicks, we're going to actually call it for tonight.
Hell yeah.
Yay!
This is your daily reminder that Alexandria is not a good influence. It's come up before.
It really has. She is not.
No. It's the same way as grandfather. He's not a good influence either.
Nope.
Hell yeah, though.
And our daily dose, or not daily dose, but the reminder of the girls really love Ollie.
Yes,
They do. That is their baby. They just haven't had time to spend time with him.
All right.
A lot's gone on.
Thank you, everybody, for listening. Have a good night.